So I'm having a chat with Ross of Cold Years. How are you?
I'm great. It's record release day, so I feel
Yeah.
great.
Is it a busy day for you today?
It is, yeah. Um, I'm actually working today. I don't know why I agreed to that, but it's one of those days where I'm probably not going to get a chance to appreciate what's going on until later on tonight. I wouldn't have thought, but
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
stoked.
yeah. You'd have thought three records in now, you'd not be having to work so much.
It's a condition of the music industry these days where
Mm.
having a full-time job is pretty normal, and actually it's great. I love it. I love the mix of the two. But yeah,
Good, good.
yep.
Well,
I should have
well.
taken it as a holiday, but I didn't. So
Oh well, oh well. You're here now. But yeah, we've been playing a single of yours called Radio. Tell us a little bit about the single first of all.
Radio was a song that actually very almost didn't make the record because it was exceptionally poppy and the label were really into it. And I remember going to New Jersey with no intention of recording it whatsoever. And I'm actually glad we did because we ended up reworking it in the room and it became a little grittier. And the song basically covers a really interesting concept for me, which is around the fact that sometimes in life you can grow out of places or certain people who are having an impact in your life. And that song really covers that in a real way, I think. And to be honest, it is directed at certain people, and I think it's something that I always just wanted to get off my chest, and I'm glad that we did it.
Good, good. And as mentioned, that is off your third record out today. For
Yep.
those who haven't listened to it yet, what can people expect to hear on the record?
On this album, none of the 12 songs that are on it are the same. We wanted to give each of the songs an individual character, and um, yeah, I think we've achieved that. I think it's a little different to anything we've done before. You can expect everything from straight laced punk rock to 50s doo wop to Led Zeppelin to, there's loads of stuff in there. So I would advise you to check it out.
Yeah, yeah, nice. And how does this record sound in comparison to your previous records?
From a musical standpoint, I think we did more in this album than we've done before. We explored new territory, and we really pushed the boundary of what we could do as a group of musicians. Um, and I just think there's more to it than the last records. I think it's more complex. It's music for people who are fans of music. That's how I would describe it. Versus the last couple, which were more kind of tied to a traditional formula. This one breaks all those rules.
Yeah, nice. And you must have written more than what's made it onto this record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again for the future, or do you bin them off and start again next time round?
So we wrote 30 songs, well, upwards of 30 songs for this record. 12 of them made them onto the album. Previously, in my old life, I would have wiped that hard drive and said goodbye to those songs forever. But
Mm.
you never can say never now. And I think, like for me, we've already started writing another record, and there's some material in there that we basically didn't utilize, not because it was bad, but just because it wasn't at the state that it was complete enough where we could maybe utilize it as a full kind of song, or there was maybe just a riff or a concept there. So for me, like, I think the days of me doing that and getting rid of old material that doesn't quite make it is over. I think I'll still keep a catalog of it, and you never know, like some of those songs might appear on records in the future.
Yeah, nice. And touching on the fourth record, do you know which direction you might want to take it?
Not a clue. I just want to enjoy this one first.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things as well. So, for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
Typically I will sit with. Do you know what? I hate technology, but at the same time, I also love it because without it, I don't know how to survive these days. Um, my girlfriend's really like she works for Apple, so she's always on at me about utilizing that technology. And actually, what I do now instead of carrying a book and a pen around with me, I have an iPhone which has notes in it and it has voice recorder. And within my voice recorder notes, you'll probably in there. There's upwards of 1,000 short recordings with hummed in melodies or words just scrambled on a bit of paper that I've then sang out, or words that I've written on my phone and sang out. Typically, that's how it starts, and then I was also lucky enough to get like one of the proper Macs last year. And do you know what? It changed my life because having that and Logic basically means that you've got your own studio at home. And that's essentially how I treat it. And it's a workspace and it's discipline. So I work 8 to 10 hours a day in my regular job, come home and write till 3 a.m. And those demos, those rough demos, which are really badly produced because I can't mix for anything, I'm not going to swear, that they go to the guys and they add their parts to the songs, and then we'll do a quick master, and that then becomes like a working demo. So a lot of the time it comes from that, or sometimes, I mean, there's 3 or 4 songs on this album in particular, so Low, Roll With It, were 2 examples of that, whereby they just came together in the room as a band playing, and just messing around in sound check, and it became a song, and we wrote it on tour and came home and recorded it. So I think, yeah, there's a couple of ways, but most of the time it comes through sat in one of the bedrooms of my house with a Mac and a guitar and headphones on.
Yeah, good. And what about the lyrics side of things? How easy is it for the lyrics to be added to the melodies and the music that's been created?
I think as a writer, you need to be completely transparent and open, and you need to say things that you maybe wouldn't want to say to a normal person in a conversation. So for me, lyrics come quite easily because a lot of the time I'm writing about personal experiences, or I'm writing about standpoints or views that we have on things that are going on in the wider world. I don't think I've ever struggled to write a song lyrically. There's always something to talk about, and we're very open as a band, especially now, and I think more so on this record than previous efforts around, personal struggles or whatever. I think it's always pretty transparent.
Yeah, nice. And you get the chance to play these tracks live when you head out on some touring dates. You've got some of your own shows. You've got some support shows as well. I bet you can't wait to be doing some shows again.
Yeah, to be honest, like, it's funny because when you write an album, like we started writing this record in June of like 2022, so it's been almost 2 years, and it's weird because you live with songs for a very long time before they're released into the wild, and for me, it's been a really long wait. And actually now, like we've been rehearsing non-stop because we're going on tour in May, and we're announcing some more dates today in the fall for Europe. But it's funny because you live with them for such a long time and you get so anxious about playing them live. Actually, with the way things have been and the fact that we've taken a break since August last year, that's the last time we played live. I just want to get out and do it again. And actually, we're working harder than ever to achieve that. And working really hard on our live show. So it's awesome, and I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, great. And you've got some festivals as well. I'm sure I'll see you at 2000 Trees, but you've got a few festivals booked in as well.
Yeah, quite a few, both in mainland Europe and the UK. We also have some new live dates coming, so I can't tell you because it's announcing today, but we're doing some dates with Bayside on their run up to Download, and we're also doing a bunch of European dates as well, and a bunch of Euro festivals that are yet to announce, but they will in the coming days. So it's going to be a busy year.
Nice, awesome. And looking towards the end of this year, you mentioned you've got some more dates coming in. Are you hoping to be touring throughout the end of this year as well?
Yeah, so there's a couple of opportunities that we want to jump on, and obviously I can't talk about those, but it's I think it's going to be a combination of headline shows in some more familiar territories, and then some support slots too, which, to be honest, I love doing because I love just hanging out with my favorite bands and watching them play after we get off.
Yeah, absolutely. Ross, it's been a pleasure having a catch up with you.
No, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. And everybody, make sure and check out A Different Life. It's out today.